Hello everyone! Another month, another Gacha game revenue chart. I'll be mainly covering the revenue of HSR, ZZZ, Genshin, and Wuthering Waves. These are the games that my channel focuses on, so that's why I'll mainly cover those games. Starting from the bottom, Wuthering Waves, it made just about 13 million. It's a little surprising that ZenZ made so little, I must admit. But I guess after Jinshi and Chongli, players' pull currency was depleted. I definitely pulled her myself for my Jinshi, but I could see why people skipped her. She was relatively unknown, and her aesthetic was more on the nerdy side, which isn't for everyone. I think her kit is also similar to Yinlin's, so maybe that's a reason people didn't pull for her. But also, Wuthering Waves is a few months removed from its initial hype. The game could very well be settling into what will become the norm for it, revenue-wise. I love Wuthering Waves, but it definitely is very much like Genshin Impact. So while it's a new game, it could feel like Genshin with a few different features. And those who are burned out on Genshin maybe will get burnt out on Wuthering Waves as well. Next up, ZZZ. It made about 31 million with only the Kinji banner and a little bit of Zhu Yan mixed in. I think ZZZ is also in the same type of position as Wuwa. The game was pretty hyped for a while, and now it's dying down. Just looking around on YouTube, ZZZ and Wuwa, the views are down across the board on both games. I think realistically people can't afford to spend money on 4 different gacha games, and with HSR and Genshin having a head start by coming out sooner, it may be harder for some to leave those games and dedicate the same amount of funds to a newer game. Something people also don't talk about in regards to ZZZ and Wuwa is only having 3 characters per team. To me, this makes a huge difference. By default, only needing 3 characters instead of 4 in battle, the player will naturally not have to pull as many characters as Star Rail and Genshin. Next month's revenue will be telling because Jane Doe and Caesar will be on the banners. I guess we will see if this is a Kinji problem or just simply a ZZZ problem. In Genshin, which made 38 million, Natlin did release, but it only had a few days to count towards the month of August revenue. Most of the month was Emily, which I must say people are missing out on. I love her because she's so easy to use and does a ton of damage. But getting back on topic, she wasn't that well received by the community, clearly, and Mualani also didn't do too well, it seems. I think a big reason for Mualani not doing so well is that Neuvillette is the same element and the same kind of weapon as her. It almost seemed there was no need for her. I definitely pulled, but I can understand she wasn't for everyone. I think for Genshin, to see whether the game is still thriving or not, 5.1 will be a good test. With the new Geo support coming out, Zylonen, but she is Geo, so who knows. The Pyro Archon, I definitely feel, will put Genshin back on top. Also, whatever Harbinger is released in 5.x version, I think Genshin will be steady outside of those banners, but we will see. Lastly, Honkai Star Rail, out of the 3 HOYO games, it did the best with 39 million. I guess people also pulled Yunli just like me. And the Acheron support, Jaquo, if you think about it, this was still 2 new characters despite the community saying it was a filler patch. Both of these characters filled a need for some players. Overall, I think HSR is in the best position out of all the popular gachas. It isn't as controversial as Genshin can be at times to some people that get bothered by things HOYO implements in their games. And it seems to just have a very dedicated fan base. I am also pretty sure that Honkai will be the #1 game next month with the release of 5 banners in the first half of 2.5. So none of the big 4 led the revenue charts this month. AFK Journey took the #1 spot with 78 million because it was just released in Asia last month. Love and Deep Space came in second with 48 million, and Faith Grand Order took the 4th spot with 38 million. So I think what this month showed is that despite HOYO's success, sometimes other gacha games will make more than them, at least on mobile, some months. And that's okay. All that matters at the end of the day is that people are enjoying the games they are playing and spending responsibly. Thanks for watching the video. If you like it, please like and subscribe.